What's good? I'm Jamil Parker. This is YSM Sports Media. Here with Johnny, here with Big Bo. And yeah, we're going to talk about how Glovegate is irrelevant. Now, mind you, I'm a big Deontay Wilder fan, so let me just get that out the way. Johnny, we'll go with you first. Come on.
You already know how I feel about it, man. It's whether it's irrelevant or not, the outcome of the fight. You already know how I feel about it. Me and you talked on the phone about it. I told you I feel like it's bull.
You gotta wait. For the fans that's listening, give them your take. You gotta give them your full take.
So this is what I feel like. So a lot of people believe that in the second fight, before he was hitting with the palm, which he was. I'm not gonna deny that. But a lot of people feel like he removed the padding out of the glove. Now, if you actually do your research and just stop following the bullshit, you would understand that Paffin Sport gloves are Mexican-style gloves. Mexican-style gloves have very, very thin layer of padding. Most of them has horsehair. Most of them don't even have any actual foam. They just have regular horsehair. So for Tyson Fury to have huge hands, he's 6'9", 6'10", something like that. He has big fucking hands. His hands could barely fit in gloves. It's not impossible to see a dent. I haven't seen it in video. It's only been through one picture. I haven't seen it in a video, and I rewatched the fight. I made my own video on my own YouTube channel where I actually zoom in on Tyson Fury's right hand for some of the highlights that I was watching. And if you actually do nothing but pay attention to his right hand, you never actually see that bulge. Whatever is shown in the picture, you don't actually see it at all. It's only through photos. Now, some people believe it's Photoshop. I don't believe it's Photoshop. I did see that it was from a credible photographer. But if that picture, in fact, is legit, which I believe it is, I do have explanations to what it could be. If you let me show you something really quickly. So there's a guy, I forgot his name. I think it's Box to Fit or something like that. So he actually has a Paffin Sport style glove, which is the glove that Tyson Fury used for this fight. And if you watch this quick video, just take a quick glance. He has that same style glove right here. And I don't know if you guys could really see it or not, but when I press play, you'll see that he starts hitting on the glove, right? And then look what happens to the glove. You see that big dent right there? And that's a fresh glove. He hasn't hit anything with it other than his hand. So that could be one of the explanations why you might see that dent after hitting somebody with very, very thin layer of padding, especially Paffin Sports. They're designed with a curve at the top. They start to flatten out. And then I think in the picture, I don't know if he was like grabbing Wilder, if he was punching him, I don't know. But that's what could have caused that indent to happen. But to say that Tyson Fury removed padding out of his glove when the commissioner's there, Deontay Wilder's own trainer is there the whole time, it's just nonsense. That's just how I feel about it.
Big Bo, give it to me.
Hey, let me ask one. I got one question before I get started. Who is saying this?
Deontay Wilder fans. Boxing.
Okay. Well, stop right there. You said Deontay Wilder fans, right?
Right.
Okay, so nobody from Wilder's team. And I mean team, like not no motherfucker that claimed he's part of the team. I mean who we know is team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not some motherfucker that ties shoes, washes drawers, not that nigga. I'm talking about somebody that's actually on the fucking team. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's relevant, goddamn it.
I mean, his little brother. I mean, I don't know if you consider that part of.
Yeah. Well, he was knocked out too, so no. And they took the video down to that.
Hey, I got a question. Did you guys know that Deontay Wilder died? Because apparently he had an autopsy. So
right. Autopsy. Right.
When I seen that, not everybody is a PR person. Not everybody should make statements. Okay, if you're a fighter, just fight. Because when I seen that, I was like,
right. Okay. So it's Deontay Wilder fans. It's not the commission. It's not nobody from his team. It's nobody of relevance at all. Period. At the end of the fucking day, man. At the end of the day, if you got tired of Pacquiao fans making excuses for him, if you got tired of the Golovkin fans doing it for him, You got tired, and it's the same people, and this is why boxing fans get on my fucking nerves. It's always the boxing fans that have the double standard and the biasness. If you want to tell me, hey man, this is a sport, we don't make excuses, then shut the fuck up. Deontay Wilder, real talk, all of that you telling me has nothing to do with the fact he does not move his head. He has goddamn poor ass motherfucking defense. He keeps his leg too motherfucking wide, and he doesn't know how to. He has no plan B when plan A does not fucking work, and he stays on the goddamn center line. None of that has anything to do with why he got his ass whooped. At the end of the day, that's the thing that kills me. We're talking about something, whether it was Glovegate or whether it wasn't Glovegate or whatever the case may be. Deontay Wilder could have prevented any of this from happening by doing one thing: fucking fighting intelligently. That's it. Use your jab. Use your athleticism. Make Fury think. Make Fury pause. Fury's coming at you. Throw some at him to make him step up off of you.
Yep.
All of that shit with excuses, man. I'm sorry, man. Y'all can dead me with that. When Pacquiao did it, when Golovkin did it, when the Canelo fans did it, everybody was saying the same thing, right? Oh, shut up, you feet lows. Okay, well, why aren't we doing the same thing here? Why are we doing the same thing here? Fan is what, and I listen, they are a big part of the sport, but they're also a reason why a lot of motherfuckers sometimes don't like the sport. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes the fans is one of the reasons why I don't like the fighter. Like, for example, Deontay Wilder, I don't have anything against him per se, but his fans just make me fucking want him to lose all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just,
right.
This is what it is.
And that's what I'm saying, man. So listen, man, at the end of the day, see, if I accept just a little bit of what they're saying, that means I have to accept that everybody was in on it. The commission, the judges, and I'm not talking about the judges that scored the fight. There's also judges like Wendy Richardson of PR, of Preeminent PR. She was one of them judges that go back in the back room. They make sure everything is right with the fighter's gloves, the tape, and all that. That means that all these people was in on it. You know what I'm saying? That means the referee in the fight was in on it. That means the commissioner sitting at ringside was in on it. That means Mark Breland was fucking in on it.
Right.
No.
And you know what's funny? I've seen some people actually believe that they're trying to make Tyson Fury the superstar #1 guy, and he's the cash cow apparently in boxing now, and everybody's on his side, and the ref was in on it, and this and that. Bro, I got the screenshots. I'll send them to you after.
No, I believe you. I believe you, but hold on.
Wait.
I believe
Hashman Boxes says his little brother has been knocked out a couple of times. That is true. Lomachenko fans are the worst.
No,
that is true.
No, dog.
Stop.
Lomachenko fans are not. I'll put it like this: if until Lomachenko takes like another L at this height, because when he lost to Orlando Salido, they were saying, well, he came in overweight and all that, but they wasn't going at it to this degree. They are dissecting the gloves and like, man.
Yo, I'm gonna let y'all go, and then I'm gonna give y'all this true Deontay Wilder fan.
All right, I'm gonna let you up, but let me just say this though, man.
Go ahead, give it to me.
At the end of the day, right? You have to accept that your fighter, basically, finally, the one thing that he depends on didn't work for him.
Right.
And that's what happens when, see, you're doing a disservice by making an excuse for him. You only get better when you accept criticism and you take that criticism and you do something with it. If you're out here making excuses for another man, I don't get these beta males making excuses for another man. I don't understand that shit. He's a grown man, stop making excuses for him. But when you make excuses for him, you're not helping him get better. You're doing him an injustice. He only gonna get, when you was little and you did something wrong, your mama did two things. If she would tell you, or if you had a mama like me, she got that switch. She made you go get that switch as a reminder, right? Now, suppose mama don't get that switch. I could be in jail right now. See what I'm saying? So mama got that switch because she said, hey, this was a problem. I'm finna fix it. Same thing here. Stop making excuses. If you want to help Deontay Wilder, tell him, hey, dog, you got to work on your athleticism. You got to work on your jab. You got to maybe jog. Deontay admitted he don't run. You got to jog, man, to build up your legs. That's why you walk in with a 40-pound suit on and you're breathing heavy, walking from the back room to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That was another thing that me and Jamil discussed too, is the fact that it seems like nobody wants to tell him the truth. So when it's engraved in your mind that this guy beat me not because he was better than me, it's because I had my legs were shot, the 40-pound vest, whatever the fuck excuse he wants to believe. When you go into training camp believing that he didn't beat you because he was just better than you that night, you're not gonna do what you need to do to improve and beat him. I mean, there's not a lot Deontay Wilder can do to improve, to be quite honest with you. But the little things that everybody claims that he needs to do, the minor adjustments that Jamil has told me he needs to make to beat Tyson Fury, he's not going to make them because in his mind, he has not accepted that Tyson Fury was just better than him that night. He said Tyson, and this is Deontay Wilder's own words. He said that was not him in the ring.
That
was not his best. Tyson Fury knows it. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw this on YouTube a couple hours ago say that supposedly somebody from Team Wilder claimed that his water was spiked. So all that shit is just, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I didn't really check to see who it was. I just saw the headline. But like when you have that kind of mentality, bro, you're gonna go into the third fight thinking I don't need to change anything because he beat me because I wasn't at my best. And if he goes into the ring with that mindset, which he probably will, he's gonna get beat again. And
go ahead, Jamil.
Right. Okay, diehard Deontay Wilder fan. He's in my top 5 favorite fighters, right, of all time. One of my guys. Okay, so let's look at it this way. You got Johnny, who's a hardcore Tyson Fury fan. You got Bo, who's like in between. He's a fan of both, right? So, number one, let's not act like we don't know what Tyson Fury is. For all you Tyson Fury fans, Deontay Wilder haters, Deontay Wilder fans, Tyson Fury haters, let's not act like we do not know what Tyson Fury is. Tyson Fury is a dirty fighter, number one. But Tyson Fury isn't the first dirty fighter to come through boxing. Tyson Fury isn't the only dirty fighter to do something that makes you go, A bunch of dirty fighters that we like. My favorite fighter of all time, Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather, Roberto Duran, Mike Tyson. I could go on. They're all dirty fighters. I don't know one great fighter who isn't a dirty bastard. Right? Floyd would give you this. You crowd him, he give you this, he'll give you an elbow.
Pacquiao steps on your feet when he goes in.
Yeah. Mike Tyson will try to break your arm in the clinch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And Andre Ward, we know. Here, hold this. Elbows, hold. Bernard Hopkins is as dirty as Tyson Fury. Now, do I think Tyson Fury plays games with the gloves? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think Tyson Fury looks for every possible advantage? Yes. Do I think what Joey Spencer said in regards to Tyson Fury and the Detroit glove trick? Yes, I do. But guess what? It doesn't matter. It is your job to be prepared for everything that happens in that ring. It's the first time you heard Tyson Fury do some dirty stuff? No. You were supposed to prepare for it. That's Deontay Wilder's team's fault. That's Deontay Wilder's fault. When you know a guy does the elbow, you talk about it. Bo, you play football. Johnny, you play you're an MMA boxing guy. I'm a basketball guy. You know what you're going in the ring with or going on the court or going on the field with. You know how to let things down because you've prepared. And if you didn't prepare, it's your fault. It's not the first time Tyson Fury's done some dirty stuff. It's not going to be the last. If he gets dirty with you, get dirty right back.
Pretty much. And you know, if Deontay Wilder had that mentality that you just said right now, he might have a little better shot in the rematch. But you know, he's not. He just thinks that. Yo, Bo, me and Jamil were talking about this the other day too. You ever seen a Deontay Wilder training camp footage?
Yeah.
All he does is throw the right hand, right? So he never actually masters the jab. He never tries to, work on his feet, work on his defense. All he does is throw the right hand. Like the power never leaves. It's always going to be there. So
yeah, he actually does he does a drill where he's throwing hooks. But see, the problem with Deontay Wilder is he could do all that training. I've seen him train where he's doing the hooks and he's trying to do the jab. But the problem with him is once that bell ring, all it goes out the window. He's just looking to land the right hand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Like
doesn't.
it doesn't carry over into the ring.
Right. The only time I actually saw him actually show some skill was against Berman Severn when he outboxed him. That's the first and only time I've ever seen him actually use.
You talking about in right? You talking about 2015, right?
Well,
yeah. When he first
he actually has skill and ability. It's just
he does.
I feel like his team have been pigeonholed and have enabled him to just rely on power. It's like I didn't hear any adjustments. And that goes back to me blaming this team. I didn't hear any adjustments in the ring, and I didn't really see any preparation for the Tyson Fury that who said I'm coming forward.
Yeah.
And that's why I blame Team Wilder.
But see, that's because they didn't believe he would.
If you know he's dirty,
it's crazy because he warned him and he still whooped his ass. It was crazy.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't believe he would, though. They didn't believe he was going to come forward. That's the problem.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't either, and I'm a big Tyson Fury fan. I thought he was just
but see,
smoke.
yeah, but see, it's us watching the fight. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're the actual person in camp training, because think about what you said. You said you didn't hear no instructions, right? Well, you know what I didn't hear? I didn't hear somebody turn around and say, "Ref, his glove. Look at his glove." I didn't hear nobody say that, man.
Nope.
So if it was that clear as day, like, first of all, man, stop telling me to watch film on shit that I didn't see with my own eyes in real time, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Nah, and they'll do that. And you know what? It's so funny because you were talking. Bo was saying earlier about how none of these guys are credible. And the guy that first came up with this was Young Pharaoh. I don't know who the fuck he is. I only learned about him because of these videos. I don't know what he does. I don't know. I really don't know.
He doesn't do boxing.
He doesn't do boxing, right?
No, he's not a boxing guy.
This guy's not a boxing guy. His channel's not about boxing, and everybody ran with his story. It's just like, why would you run with a story from a guy that doesn't even cover boxing? You know, it's one thing if the guy at least covered boxing, but he doesn't. I don't even know what the fuck he does.
Johnny, yes. Let's just be real. That man plays with them gloves, Johnny. Like do you know how good you have to be to do the things that he does? Okay. But hold on. Go ahead.
Hold on, because we've also seen the way that Tyson Fury throws his jab is like weird. He bends his wrist.
Yeah, but I'm not even just talking. I'm not even just talking about that. He's gotten caught with the cutting the slip. Do I think he punches the concrete like damn near every fighter does to get the gloves worn? Yes, they all do it. Mike Tyson used to grind his fist.
Yeah, his knuckle. Yeah,
to move the padding so you can get that. That's cheating. But nobody's pointing to Mike Tyson. Oh, you didn't really beat Razor Ruddock. Oh, no. It's a fight. People are going to look for whatever advantage they can, especially guys like Tyson Fury who love not losing more than winning.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Vladimir Klitschko got caught trying to take the padding?
Yeah, the padding was this thick
underneath the ring. Yeah,
you remember that, Johnny?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
When Tyson Fury fought Vladimir Klitschko, they put a protest saying,
padding was this thick underneath that canvas.
And people will go, well, what's the advantage? The advantage, I don't know if you guys know, but the extra foam just makes it harder for you to move. So obviously, a guy like Tyson Fury, he's gonna want to move. He has all that extra padding. It is so. I don't know if you guys ever have worn boxing shoes and have ever like actually stepped in an actual ring with those boxing shoes. But slipping and sliding and pivoting is really difficult to do in a boxing ring. And those are the boxing rings that you see at the gyms with not that much padding. When you add that extra layer of padding, forget it. You can't sidestep, you can't pivot, you can't do nothing. All you can do is just move back and forth. That's all you could do. So that was the advantage that Klitschko was trying to get. A lot of people didn't understand what the advantage was there. But if you were saying, man, every great fighter at some point has done something that, for the advantage that's illegal. Nobody points it out. Everybody's just Tyson Fury. Apparently he's the only dirty fighter ever in sports history. But, like I was saying, like these guys ran with this Young Pharaoh shit. I'm not 100% convinced on the glove. I mean, I am a little suspicious But I don't know. I don't know if I fully believe it, bro. Because it's just people are saying he had weights. Some people are saying his fist was in this area. Some people were saying other nonsense. Like nobody actually sticks to something. It's just a bunch of different things. So I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that, to be quite honest with you.
Well, here's my thing, man. Whether he mess with the gloves or not, right? At the end of the day, all that can be negated by one thing because you talked about guys and they would do certain things to cheat. But
Right.
eventually, like you said, Tyson got beat, right? How did he get beat? So
He got
Tyson got,
bullied.
but he got bullied. He also got outboxed, like the James Buster
Right.
Douglas fight. He got it because he's
Right.
susceptible to the jab, right? So
Mm-hmm.
at the end, listen, man. At the end of the day, it's your job as the guy on the other side of the ring to come up with a game plan that will negate what this dude is doing. Whether you want to tell me he's cheating or not, right? Whether you want to say that, hey man, he's cheating. Okay. Well, then if the ref ain't helping you, right? Felix Trinidad, I'll never forget this. When he would get hurt, he would hit you low with a low blow. Have the ref break you up and give you the minutes so he can gather himself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So what do? Next time you get him hurt, you back up off of his ass, or you hit him low and tell him, hey man, you better cut it out now. You know?
And speaking of Tito Trinidad, another great Hall of Fame fighter, he got caught trying to cheat against, I think it was Hopkins, was it?
No, Joppy.
With against who?
Joppy claims that
William Joppy?
no, you're right, it was Hopkins.
It was Hopkins, right? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, and what the thing about that was it was illegal to wrap his gloves the way that they was wrapping them.
Yeah, it wasn't plaster. It was a legal wrap in New York. You can't.
Wait. What? Hold on, because I was really young when this happened. So I didn't really actually see it. So what was it? Was he stacking or was
I think he was stacking, right, Bo? Yeah.
Okay.
You can't stack in New York.
That's what it was. I thought it was because a lot of people were comparing it to what happened with Margarito and the plastic.
No.
So I like I said, I didn't actually see it because I was a little ass kid when that happened. But stacking. I don't know how I really feel about stacking. I don't know if that's really cheating or not. It's just tape over the knuckles. Like I don't know. I don't know if this really thin layer of tape is gonna really harden your knuckles like they claim. I mean, that's the theory behind it, but I don't know if that actually happens or not.
The thing with that is people think that it's that it was brother Nazim Richardson that caught him. In actuality, it was Fred Jenkins. One of his kids was sparring Trinidad. He ends up telling Nazim, like, yo, check them wraps. This is what he's doing. They say he's punching like a mule. So that's how that all came to be.
Okay. So like I said, I didn't know that. But but for example, another Hall of Fame fighter, great fighter, who got caught trying to do something that was illegal. Apparently, I don't know. But every fighter does something illegal, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we see it or not. They all do it. All of them. Tyson Fury, like you said, if Tyson Fury ain't the only one, definitely going to be the last.
No, he's not.
So, and what's funny is like I swear to God, every time he fights, he must be the most viewed gloves guy ever. Because I'm telling you, every fight from now on, I guarantee you, they're just going to be looking at his gloves all the time.
Oh yeah, all the time. And that's
Go ahead and touch on it, Bo, because me and Bo had a conversation about this.
No, I was just going to say, but here's the thing that bothers me. If Deontay Wilder would have won that fight, you think we'd be hearing about these damn gloves?
No, absolutely not.
So, like, okay, so ask yourself, if you're telling me the gloves, like real talk, the gloves is the reason why he lost the fight. All the gloves. Okay, so we didn't went from the suit them being too heavy, busted eardrums, to the gloves, to maybe he had something in the gloves, to he has a dent in his forehead. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, whoa.
The eardrum with a blunt object. They don't know what excuse
is legit.
No. Deontay said he had to get his eardrum wasn't busted.
No, I ain't saying it was busted. I'm saying any kind of damage to your ear, it affects your equilibrium. So, but that happened from a punch. So you can't. It's like, oh yeah, I lost because I had a broken jaw. Well, he broke your jaw. So
Yeah, exactly.
You know
But what do you expect?
you
You're
can't
fighting.
use that.
Yeah. But that was in round 3, and I think it was after the first knockdown that he actually started bleeding from the ear. It might have happened because he got punched here. I really don't know.
Yeah, but remember he turned his
Yeah, he
head.
turned his head. I was about to say that. He turned
He
his
turned
head.
his head right
So he
into
kind
it.
of ran into
So
that. And he was already getting his ass whooped before that anyway. So, I mean,
I
it's not
don't
like.
think.
But see,
And that second round was competitive, bro. I
it was
thought.
competitive.
No,
The first,
Johnny, don't
the
do
first
that.
round was. The first
No,
round.
no. The
The first
second round,
Deontay
Wilder
Wilder
landed
landed.
three
The
straight
first
right.
round, Deontay Wilder landed more right hands on Tyson
No,
Fury that he's
that
ever
was the
landed in a
second.
fucking fight. I swear to God.
That was the second round, Johnny. That was the second
I
round.
thought it was the first round. Okay,
No, it was the second round.
So
No,
if
it
that's
was
the second round, then yeah, that one was competitive. But he landed a lot of fucking right hands on Tyson Fury. I was like, yo, honestly, watching that fight, I'm like, holy shit, he's landing so many right hands. Like I thought Fury was gonna go down because he just kept landing them, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, Fury's not even moving his head. But to my surprise, he took them all and beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, well, but see that goes back to what I'm saying. Now, you made an excellent point. You said, "Oh, he ducked into him." Well, that's really what he was doing because he doesn't know defense. Like
Right.
he's ducking in a position that causes him to get hit.
Right.
So instead of him, so let's say for example, Deontay had the jab pumping. Deontay was using athleticism. He was throwing feints. Well, guess what's happening? Tyson Fury ain't all over him and jumping on him. Let's say if Deontay knew how to tie up when Tyson came in too close. Tie up on the guy.
Yo, and I'm not even a Wilder fan, but that shit was getting on my fucking nerves. I'm like, yo,
man.
fucking tie him up. Yo, Fury was living in front of Wilder's chest. Wilder never tied up.
Yo,
like, what are
but
you
wait.
doing? Tie him up.
But wait, Johnny. No, number one, when, like I said, I'm a big Deontay Wilder fan. And Mike, yeah, it was a cut in his earlobe. But Tyson would throw a combination. Wilder would do this and lean back. Tyson would switch southpaw to get another angle, and just commence to kicking his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the second knockdown, he tripped him, but he switched southpaw, punched him, had the foot behind the other foot, and he fell like a sack of potatoes. Yeah. It's like, do you know how good you have to be to pull those things off at that size?
Mm-hmm. And
that's what I'm saying, man.
Wilder never figured it out. I don't think he'll ever figure it out. He's just gonna keep relying on his power. Tyson Fury has taken so many right hands from Wilder. I don't even know if Wilder is capable of knocking him out. Because in boxing, everything you do good, no matter what you do good, you're gonna always run into a guy that is just not good enough to beat him. Like Ali,
I told you he can win that. He can win that fight, Johnny. Little things. He can win that fight.
No, don't hit me with that little things bullshit. He
can win that fight.
You can't even name the little things that he needs.
I've named the little things to you 100 times. Don't stop.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What little things do you think Deontay Wilder can change to win the fight? I want to hear that.
The first thing is hand placement.
Well,
he needs to hold his fight, Johnny.
No.
Johnny, go ahead. All right, so
go ahead.
First thing is hand placement, right? He needs to hold his hand like a European fighter. He's not giving Tyson, with the way he holds his hands down, he's not giving Tyson Fury nothing to second guess coming in. Mm-hmm. Hand put, that Klitschko, Lennox Lewis, where the jab is extended, now is giving Tyson something to look at, and it's not a direct line into Wilder. There's something impeding your progress.
Right.
That's first. Second, actually doing footwork drills in the gym.
He trips over his own feet.
maybe some jogging. Throw that out there and put the right hand on the shelf and actually work on other combinations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we see different fights.
I don't think so. It's just the problem. The problem is, I mean, all that you said was great, but the problem is that you're going from a guy who's relied on his right hand for almost his whole career, and you're giving him 6-7 months to prepare for a guy who's been doing this for 20 years. It's not happening. Tyson Fury has been studying the fundamentals since he was young. Wilder started late. First of all, I think he started when he was like 19 or 20 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
He started late. And on top of that, he doesn't even work the fundamentals. We've seen that he can do it against Tavern. He boxed great. He boxed beautifully. But that was 5 years ago.
Actually,
Since then, he hasn't showed it again. He's just been relying on the right hand. That's why every fight, it's always the same shit. He loses every round, catches the guy, they go to sleep. This time, he couldn't catch the guy. And when he did catch the guy, he kept getting up.
his deficiencies don't work against Fury.
If his right hand is not landing, say it again.
I said the problem is his deficiencies. I said his deficiencies are highlighted by Fury's attributes. Mm-hmm. He goes straight back like this.
Right.
Against a 6'2" guy like Stavern. Stavern can't really reach it. Guess who can?
Tyson Fury.
The 6'10" dude.
Well, here's the thing though.
Yeah, but even
now here's the thing though, and this is what everybody's forgetting. Artur Spilka, who was only 6'3", was doing the exact same thing. So if I'm looking at Artur Spilka at 6'3" doing it, you know damn well somebody with Tyson Fury's skill set is just going to dominate him when he does it. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's that remains the problem. Is I hear what you're saying. The number one thing that Wilder has to work on is his athleticism. Use your athleticism. You're the better athletic fighter. Give Tyson Fury angles. You're talking about his hand placement, right? And maybe that helps. I'm not too convinced, because if he holds his hands like you're saying, it takes away from who he is. He likes to shoot the right hand from low up and catch you. So if he holds him like that, he's not gonna know how to shoot that right hand like you're saying. But
he should.
But he should. No, I agree with you. Because there's actually a video of Lennox Lewis showing him how to do it.
How to jab, and it's the same way that I'm telling you.
Right.
And he doesn't do it.
He doesn't. He's not programmed like that. Now the
I
rope.
fucking let him teach you how to jab and not use it. It's just like
no. I agree.
Nerve,
the road work though, the road work is important. Now the number one thing Deontay Wilder got to do, the very first thing Deontay Wilder got to do, man, he got to get everybody out of his training camp except for the trainers.
Right.
Deontay Wilder has too many distractions in his training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He has too many distractions. He need to, all y'all, unless you're the trainer and the co-trainer, get the fuck out of the gym.
Yep.
That's what he needs.
Pretty much.
Why are you at camp? Why are you home at camp?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's not Floyd. Everybody's not Ward, where they're extremely disciplined. That's been ingrained in them. Like, okay, who's the boss?
But see, that goes to Johnny's point, though. That goes to Johnny's point about he picked up the sport late, because Tyson Fury's like that, because he picked up. That's why he travels gym to gym, because he's learning that. Wilder started late, has never been in that disciplined format where like Deontay Wilder is one of them dudes that walked in the gym and had pound and said, "Yo, that's the main motherfucker of the gym." Like, that's what it like happened to him, dog. Like, for real. Like, he walked into the gym, displayed great power. Yo, he's the man of our gym now. As to where, because I fought amateurs, as to where you had to prove your mettle in that gym. You know, you had to go through the gauntlet. Like, there were times, dog, I can tell you, by the time I got to the actual tournament, I'm like, this is fucking easy. You know what I had to go through in sparring?
They always say Mike Tyson said the hardest part about fighting is the training. The easiest part about fighting is the fighting. Because the training, the sparring, the waking up at 4 a.m., fuck all that shit, bro. It's the worst. It's not fun, bro. It's not fun.
You said this. You said this, right? Okay, who are you bringing in for sparring? You said he's all the way down in Alabama. It's not like he's a dude that travels going to get the best work.
That's true.
Right? The only time I've ever seen him go get the best work when he was young, and Shelly had him in England training with Klitschko, and he went up against David Hay, and he went up against Philippe. What is his name? Philippe Hargrove?
Harkovich.
Yeah, Harkovich. And okay, why isn't Hellenius in your camp? Why isn't Harkovich in your camp? Why haven't you had Shelly reach out to Vlad? Why haven't you had Al reach out to the Big Show? I know that sounds funny. I know the Big Show thing sounds funny,
No, it
But
doesn't. I know exactly where you're going with that.
comparable in size. Just have the Big Show wrestle with you so you can learn how to get out of the clinch
The Big
because
Show
he
from the
doesn't.
WWE.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's talking about as far as weight, like have a
weight,
guy lean on you
Oh
and,
yeah, that's
size,
and
true. That's true. That's
yeah,
a good point. That's a
have
good
him
point.
lean on you, have him wear the body vest. You practice getting out of the clinch and throwing body punches to someone who's comparable in size.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I got another one for you that nobody knows. This is completely under the radar. Who was Tyson Fury's sparring partner in camp?
wasn't it Daniel Dubois?
Anthony Joshua.
Gosh, when for the
Now,
Wilder fight?
That's not happening. They're not doing that.
listen to me. Listen to me. It's something that nobody really knows about. Joshua sparred with Fury for camp.
Yeah, but Joshua
How do you
sparring
know?
with
And how do you
Fury.
know this? Where you getting that from?
We'll talk about. I said we'll talk about this off camera.
Okay,
Gotcha.
Joshua sparring with Fury though doesn't help Fury prepare for Wilder.
It doesn't at
It's
Two
all.
still,
different fighters.
it's
Because
still, it's
he
still
fights nothing with Deontay
one
Wilder.
guy's getting Gerald, one guy's getting Gerald Washington, another
Mhm.
guy's getting Anthony Joshua. It's called
Yeah,
preparation.
but that benefits Tyson more than it does help him for Wilder because it gets him to get a peek at Joshua. So when they fight each other,
I
that's
believe
what
that.
that is.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I
Now,
believe that.
That's
But
why that doesn't make sense. Like, why would they spar each other if they agree to fight
well,
each other after the Wilder fight?
right. Well, if I'm a world
I don't.
champion, here's the thing: if I'm a world champion, I ain't going to your training camp. I'm a fucking world champion. I don't go to training camps.
Absolutely not.
I invite motherfuckers to mine. I don't go to your training camp. You know.
and,
You know.
and another thing too about the hand placement too that Jamil brought up, the European style hand placement. I don't know if that would work because Vlad was the king of that, and Tyson Fury made that shit look easy. So I
but
don't know if that shit would work against a
gunshot.
guy like Wilder.
Well,
Vlad's gunshot.
So is Wilder. Wilder is the type of guy he kind of like
He wasn't gunshot
paws
the
at you
first fight.
and then shoots the right hand.
He
That's all
wasn't
he really
gunshot the
does.
first fight. He was just missing. He was just missing. He wasn't,
hey
it wasn't
man,
because he
hey,
was
whether
gunshot.
missing makes you gun shy. I hope you know that.
Yeah, but
It does. It
was he
tires
so
you
good?
out, yo. Oof.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's
how many
so funny.
how many 1, 2, 3s did he miss?
He missed quite a
Almost
few.
all night.
I'm just saying though.
And in the 12th round, he still threw that bitch.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, it makes you missing will make you gun shy. Like number one, it's harder. It's harder. It tires you out more when you miss a punch
Yeah.
versus when you land. Because like I said, man, when I fought amateurs, oh God, if I threw a hard punch and it didn't land, I wasn't gonna throw another one for the rest of the fucking round. I'm like, hey, I'm just hit you with this jab and go to your body or something, and like the mental toughness that it actually takes, right, to see the punch, throw it, and then prepare yourself for something to come back, and then to try to counter. Like I'm not knocking Deontay Wilder, okay, but it's too much to think about for him in a fight, to where if that right hand's not working, that throws him off. See what I'm saying? Like he's not a guy you got to give. He's not a guy that does well when he has a lot he has to think about. If he has to think about something and not focus on that right hand, that's why you have problems until he finally lands it. Then he figures it the fuck out, right? So I don't know how he beats Tyson Fury in this third fight. I really don't know. Even if he makes the adjustments you're telling me he makes, the problem is Fury's already seen that. He's already seen
1,000
that.
times.
But the biggest problem is Fury fundamentally believes that you can no longer hurt me with this right hand, and I can whoop your black ass.
Pretty
And that's
much.
what,
Because he's taken a bunch of them to know that he can't, that right
yeah.
can't hurt him. And hey, this comment from Mike B that said, I like the aggressive, windmilling, unpredictable Deontay Wilder. All that jabbing and trying to time the right hand ain't Deontay Wilder. You know what? He actually, I think he might have a point. Like if Deontay Wilder actually fought aggressive and windmilling against Tyson Fury, he might have had a better shot because Tyson Fury is like, what the fuck is all this shit? And all that time that he spent moving and ducking and dodging, or that, and Waters actually presses him, I think he'd catch him. I think he would catch him. He'd probably have a better chance at least taking the rounds off just because he's being more active than Fury is.
I
I feel
disagree.
like y'all
That might
overrate
not be
Fury.
a bad idea to go back to that windmilling shit.
But see, I
To be
disagree.
honest,
I disagree because the windmilling Wilder, he would only do it when he had you hurt. When he had
Yeah,
Tyson Fury hurt in the first fight, you know what the smartest thing Fury did, which is no fighter does when they
press
get
him.
hurt. Fury
He went
punched
forward.
back and it
Mm.
caused Wilder to stop. That's what I'm saying.
well,
So
no,
that's why, like, even like I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't really see, like, you would have to take Deontay Wilder from 2015 and mold him from 2015, what we saw, and mold that up until now, and throw that Deontay Wilder in the
I'm
ring with
telling,
Tyson Fury.
that would have been a better fight.
I'm telling y'all this, right? If he takes accountability, because that's the biggest thing. He needs to look in the mirror and realize that he lost, how he lost, and change. If he takes accountability, he has a chance of winning this fight
Yep,
because
that's
he's a
what I
big
said.
explosive puncher.
That's what I
I
said.
agree with that.
I
You
agree
can
with
hit me,
100%. If he
Johnny.
actually,
You
if
said
he actually
something.
said,
You said something I don't agree with. You said Tyson Fury took them right hands, and he said you can't hurt me with them right hands. No, that's not the case because if he catches him flush on the jaw, any heavyweight can knock out any heavyweight.
of course. It's
So he can
just
still
Fury's just that one guy. Let me
no,
let
he
me
can
tell you this.
still just listen to me
The
real
right
fast.
hand that he landed in the 12th round in their first fight would have knocked out anybody that night,
Just
including Anthony
Johnny,
Joshua. Fury's just
listen,
that guy. He's just gonna keep getting
Johnny,
up.
listen to
Keep
me,
getting up.
listen to me.
I'm listening.
Any human being can be knocked out. Any
I'm not
heavyweight.
saying he can't. I just don't.
You
I
not
don't think it'll
letting
happen.
me finish. If he catches him flush,
Mhm.
he can get him. But the problem is that Fury's already adjusted to the way that Wilder catches him. He shades the right hand coming in. If you notice in the three that he landed in the second round, every time Wilder he would come in and then shade it, get hit, and then still come forward. And Wilder can't find another way to set it up, then you're right. It's not that right hand is not going to do the damage.
That's what I'm saying.
It has to come
Listen.
a different way.
No, hold on, man. This is
If you look at that fight, the second round where he landed 3 or 4 of them, he landed them all the exact same way. He throws an over exaggerated left hand to take a big wide step with his left foot, and then he comes in and charges in with the right hand. He throws it like that all the time since 2015 on. Since we saw that beautiful boxing that he had against Vern, that's just the way he's been throwing the right hand. He stepped. I'm telling you, look at his footage closely. He throws a jab and he takes a very over-exaggerated left step with his left foot, and then he comes in with the right hand. Tyson Fury already knows it, and that's the only way he's going to throw the right hand. That's why it's not going to knock out Fury.
Except Arthur Spilka.
What about Arthur Spilka? Arthur Spilka ain't Tyson Fury?
No, we were talking about the right hands. Yeah. It was a different right hand this time.
Yeah, it was a pull. It was a pull right hand. It was a counter.
Pull. It was a pull counter. No exaggerated 5 steps for you to get prepared for it. He shot it, and that's what I'm saying.
And Spilka was coming forward too.
Yep.
Huh?
And against
And
Ortiz
Spilka was coming forward.
Fight.
Yeah.
The first fight when he finished him off, Ortiz was coming in, and he landed the right hand as he was coming in. So we've seen Wilder display, boxing.
Not exaggerated. The one that you were talking about. These came a different way. Straight shotgun, right hands. I said it has to come a different way. You're right about that. Go ahead, bro.
Let me go back to something y'all was talking about because I actually agree with Johnny in this aspect. Fury is that one dude that is mentally believes mentally, because here's the thing, right? Because you said anybody can be knocked out, right? And that's fine to say. I don't fucking believe you can knock me the fuck out. I refuse to believe Deontay Wilder, Mike Tyson hits me and knock me out. That's just my mental makeup. Fury is that dude. He has that mental makeup that I don't care if you hit me with a sledgehammer. You're not going to knock me the fuck out. I'll take an L, but I ain't being counted the fuck out to 10. That's his mental makeup, right? So I think what we're seeing is a Tyson Fury that felt like I tasted your power, right? And some of it is adjusting. I'll give you that because you're right. He shades it off like how Shannon Briggs was doing when he fought Lennox Lewis, right? So he shades it off, but it's also a shade. It's also he shades it off with that confidence of you can't hurt me. I refuse to believe you can hurt me. And if you do hurt me, I'm coming at you. And it's a different animal that he's dealing with in Tyson Fury. That's why I hear what you're saying, but I think Tyson has that mental makeup that a lot of fighters have, which is, hey man, I don't give a fuck what you hit me with. You can't knock me out. Like you know, kind of like Evander Holyfield.
Yeah.
Those right hands he landed on Fury in the second fight wasn't flush. Mike, no, they wasn't flush, Mike. They wasn't. He shaded those punches, Mike.
Oh,
he did a good job.
The only flush one he landed was the one in round 12. That was in the first fight. That was the only flush one. The other ones, Tyson Fury either moves his head with it, or he moves with it, or like you said, he shades it.
Well, or Deontay. There was a couple times Deontay Wilder was shooting it from too far back.
Right, that too. So
sometimes less is more.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You agree, Johnny? Sometimes less is more. All that exaggerated,
of course.
Yeah. Because it's not. You remember, you can see it coming. The punches that hurt the most, the punches that get you, is stuff that you never see.
Yep.
Spilka walked right into it.
Fury didn't see the one in the 12th round in the first fight. That's why it got.
No, the one in the 9th. You know what's funny is the one in the 12th. It was crazy because when you think about this, and this is why I get so mad at Deontay. Yeah, the right hand hurt him, right? But then Deontay showed a combination by hitting him with the hook that should have finished him off, and it didn't. So it's like, okay, go back to that. Go to the gym and go back to that. But what happened? The worst thing that happened to Deontay Wilder was two things, because Johnny, you said something about how people were saying, well, they want Tyson Fury to win because he was, he's the money dude, right? All of a sudden, right? Tyson Fury was fighting Safira and somebody else, Pianetta, that nobody gave a fuck about. Fury had actually came back to boxing. Nobody fucking cared.
No,
right? They only cared when Wilder gave him a chance. Because remember, even Eddie Hearns.
All of a sudden, he's a moneymaker. He's right. Now all of a sudden.
Remember, even Eddie Hearns was giggling when he heard Fury was either. Yeah, okay. He was giggling, right, when he heard he came back. So you only cared about it when he chanced. But where they messed up is they allowed Tyson Fury to have two training camps before fighting Wilder. He had 2 fights, then he fought Wilder. They had 2 more fights and fought him again. What do training camp does? It takes a guy who's 50%, and each training camp he increases. And for a guy like Tyson Fury, getting better is always going to be bad for a guy like Wilder that does not get better after training camp.
That's what I'm trying to tell Jamel, but he don't listen. He thinks of the little adjustments that Wilder needs to make is gonna be enough. It's not. Fury's been doing this since a kid.
I said, the funny thing.
I think those little adjustments will make it more competitive, but I just don't. I don't think he wins.
The funny thing about Johnny is I remain consistent, right? Johnny's a Fury fanboy to the fullest, and it's not because Fury's on his way. Johnny has always been a Fury fan. He doesn't think Tyson Fury will lose. He don't think Tyson Fury loses a round. I remain consistent. If Deontay Wilder that shows up again, that showed up last time, he's going to get his ass whipped. If he makes changes, he can possibly win the fight. I don't know if he is, but he can win the fight because he's an explosive puncher. Explosive punchers always have a shot.
I just don't see it, because the reason why is because Deontay Wilder is in his late 30s or mid 30s now, 35.
No, Deontay is older than both Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. He's 33.
Exactly. He's like 35 or some shit like that.
35.
Right? 35.
35. Okay, right? Yeah, he's 35.
By the time the fight gets made, he's pretty much going on 36. So you're taking a guy that's in his mid 30s and you want him to improve on something that takes years. It takes years. It's not just go into the gym and in a couple of months you'll learn how to jab better. You'll learn how to better your footwork. You'll learn defense a lot better. It takes years to really master this kind of shit. And a guy like Tyson Fury, hold on. A guy like Tyson Fury who's been doing this since he's a kid, and not only that, he's a magician in the ring. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I don't lose on your corner.
But here's the one thing you're missing, Johnny, and I think you'll get this. Black don't crack, baby.
It doesn't. And I agree. But at the same time, you're going from a guy who started this shit in in his 20s to
I get
a
you.
guy
I get
who's
you.
a magician in the ring, and he's outclassed world-class fighters.
Well, here's the
There's
thing.
a couple things you overlooking.
But okay. Here's the most important thing though. But you're talking about the Tyson, which is why I say Deontay Wilder need to get out of Tuscaloosa. He needs to travel. He needs to go gym. Like Deontay needs to go to that gym. Remember in Rocky? You know what I'm saying? When they got that dumb Philadelphia motherfucker out of Philly, and they took him to see some real fighters
You
in
got
Detroit.
one more time.
You know what I'm
one
saying?
more time. You got one more time.
When they took him to see how real fighters are, when Apollo Creed came and he took him, you know what I'm saying, to that gym, and he took him to the gym, right? And what did Rocky see? Right, and what did he tell him? He said, "You see that? Look at that face. That's the face of hunger," right? So gyms like that is where guys, they don't care who you are. You step in this ring, like you're in my house. You step in this ring, you got to prove this to me. And that's what Wilder needs. The gym he has. Now, I've never been to the gym. I've heard some things. But the gym he has is everybody always afraid of him because he's the man. No. You need to go to those gyms where dudes are like, I'm looking to beat your ass. What are you going to do?
I want to ask you
like
one
how Paulie
question.
said, he has a lot of yes men around him.
I want to ask both y'all. I want to ask y'all both of y'all one question. Who boxes in Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Say what now?
I have no
Who
idea.
boxes in Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Shit.
Wilder and his little brother. That's all I know. I don't know. That's the only two people I know.
So, if you're not flying the work in there, where's the work coming from?
From inside.
So, what kind of, like he said, is he getting that dog?
No, he's not.
That Bo's talking about?
No, he's not. He's not getting it because he's already the man in Tuscaloosa. Yeah. So when you're the man, like you got guys coming in that gym that's already, number one, automatically giving you respect. That's number one, right? And number two, they automatically coming in with some sense of fear because you are the hardest puncher in boxing and you're the heavyweight champion and you're probably the hometown fucking hero.
Okay, kid Shakur Stevenson, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched Shakur Stevenson basically go on a tour. Hold on, we got JR from the Boxing Source. What's good, Jay?
Yo, what's going on, man? Chilling.
Yo, what up? All right, I watched the kid Shakur Stevenson, right? He went on a boxing tour where he was in Jersey, he was in Philly, he was down in
Philly for?
Huh?
What do you go to Philly for? You ain't gonna learn nothing there.
He was sparring Boots. He was sparring Rasheem Jefferson Jr. and he was sparring an amateur kid by the name of Jabril Noble. So he was getting all the best work.
So he didn't learn nothing. He didn't learn nothing. Move on. He didn't learn nothing. All right, so he didn't learn that being in Philly. He didn't learn that being in Philly.
Here we go again. Come on, man.
But with that kind of, is he going to the DMV? You know what I mean? Gary Russell, a dude like Gary Russell, will get the best work in that area because there's a lot of dudes that box in that area. Where's Wilder going?
He ain't going nowhere.
Have you brought Dubai in? Have you brought in Nathan Gordon? Have you brought in Tony Yoka? You know what I'm saying? These kids. Have you brought these kids in? Have you Jog Bay in your camp? Klitschko brought young killers to kick. Young killers. Dudes who are going to be on the next level. Oh, yeah. My Philly got
straight gas overhead tripping.
Chicago, he always talking shit about Philly.
I'm just saying, dog. Like, who's the current world champion right now from Philadelphia? Who holds the belt from Philly right now? I know Tevin Farmer had one, but he saw more than one person in the ring at that time. So
Tevin Farmer and Jew.
He makes all that money, he still can't get his eye fixed.
The only champ that we got right now is Stephen Fulton. And
whoa. What belt Stephen Fulton got?
IBO.
You mean the not part of being undisputed IBO belt?
If Anthony Joshua says it's a belt, then it's a belt. Shut your mouth.
And that's why I talk what I say about Philadelphia. Only a Philly motherfucker would go with that right there. That's all I got.
I want to shout out Mazuma TV. That's my man, Mark Mazuma, Pivot Boxing Academy, man. He's a great up and coming trainer. You check him out on the gram. He definitely knows his shit. As a matter of fact, Avery Sparrow trains out of that gym.
Listen, dog, let me tell you, there's only 3 Philadelphia dudes training that I know something. All the rest of you motherfuckers are suspect, right? That's Mark Robinson, Dawood, and my man what's his name? Your boy. What's his name? Greg, and your boy Greg.
You forgot Brother Nazim, you forgot Bozy Ennis, man.
No, dog. Bernard Hopkins, got knocked out the ring by Joe Smith now.
Man, all right. let me ask you a question. You in Chicago, right? Adrian Granados and Josh Greer?
Huh?
Don't know, huh?
C-level fighter Adrian Granados, and look what he was able to do. Now give me a C-level fighter for Philly.
Adrian Granados
Philly is the garbage man. He collects your garbage in the morning.
That Rican Philly young ball, he drilled that right hand into Granados.
Mm-hmm.
He drilled that right hand into Granados like he was a prostitute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And Granados, but like I said, Granados is Chicago's C-level fighter, right? And look what he did being a C-level fighter. If you're a C-level fighter in Philly, you collecting my garbage in the morning.
They passed Granados around like he was the jump off, yo.
As a matter of fact, here you go. Hey, when the show's over, I want you to come get this, okay? I want you to take it outside for me, all right? I want you
Oh, come on, man. Yo, Jay.
Like my man Mark said.
No, he did. I can't lie about that. He did. Hey, Joshua Greer, it's like my knife in the heart. He got me, dog. I can't defend that.
Yeah. The thing with Wilder, man, you were making that point about who's in there in his camp over in Birmingham, Alabama, and one of my folks in Florida tells me Wilder is basically the guy there, and everything goes under his watch, where they only bring in guys that he pretty much approves or anything like that. Like other than Malik Scott, who else is out there that's gonna make him work? While in comparison, you had Tyson Fury, who gets the best of the best of what he could possibly get, either in Kronk Gym or over in Top Rank Studios, man. So so it's you get a Joseph Parker, you get the guys within Top Rank, you get Anthony Joshua sneaking in there for 1 or 2 times. Then of course you're gonna be.
What I tell you, Bo?
When that happens for
Tyson Fury. Can you repeat that again for Bo?
Okay. About what?
About Joshua.
No, okay. I wasn't the one doubting that. That was Johnny.
Oh, Johnny. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't the one doubting. I was just saying I wouldn't go to. If I'm a world champion, I ain't going to nobody's camp, and I'm a world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys have sparred before, so they want to do it again, with the iron sharpening iron. So that's what you could do is just go against the best that's out there. I mean, you had the thing with Emmanuel Stewart there in the Kronk Gym in the old days. Those guys went at it. So you can't be able to work on your craft against guys that are, just average or below average. You got to be able to have good veterans, good guys that make it work, different, styles, different methods to say, okay, if I'm, dealing with this in the ring, this is what I do because this is what I practice, So I'm I don't understand what's going on with Wilder's camp, but you have a bunch of yes men around there that's basically what you're gonna get, No,
I totally agree with that, and that's what we were saying earlier is that Ain't no, you got to get out of Tuscaloosa because I said, while you in Tuscaloosa, and you just confirmed it, right? Okay, if you're the man, okay, let's be real, right? When I fought in amateurs, it was you had to travel gym to gym. Now, most of the time, you would mess around and you would go to, the Golden Gloves, or you go to the CSA tournament or one of the tournaments they was having, and you see the dude say, "Oh, I sparred against that motherfucker," right? So you knew, you knew that was probably the guy you're gonna fight. But the reason why you did that was you get to a place in your gym that you get comfortable, okay? And it's not necessarily to say that you're the man, but everybody knows you, and there's a different there's a different type of comfortability for you at this gym, right? So you would travel to another gym to get that work, or bring in somebody from an outside gym to get that work. Why? Because this dude coming in don't know shit about me, don't know nothing about me. Plus, he's another dog at his gym. He gonna come over here and try to be a dog over here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's why you do that. Like you all like if when I was sparring, fighting the guys in my gym, I could be honest with you, dog. I could be honest with you. I had no dog in me because I'm like, man, I know these dudes. I know what they do. This is easy for me, So I would try to make it interesting by, only taking 15-second breaks and then fighting again to try to push myself and have a fresh guy coming every 3 rounds. But when a new dude came in, or I went to a new gym, no, motherfucker, I need 30-second rest periods, goddamn, because I know that this motherfucker, I gotta prove myself to him because I'm in his house. And by me being in his house, he's gonna come jump on me. That's the same thing here. You got Deontay Wilder, you're the man there. Nobody's looking to jump on Wilder. Nobody's looking to hurt him. Why? These are dudes that's I'm not gonna say in awe of him, but they somewhat have a beta male approach to them when they come to their gym. And what I mean by that is they have this, oh man, he's the world champion. He hits hard, stuff like that. They don't come in with that dog in them. Like I said, man, go back to that Rocky movie when Apollo Creed took him to that gym. And he said, look around. Wasn't nobody like, oh, there's a champ Rock. They was all looking at him like, we want some of that white boy ass. That's how they were. And that's what Tyson Fury, by going gym to gym, he sees this, and that's what Wilder needs to do, man. You're not getting the kind of work you need. Like you said, Vladimir Klitschko has had Shannon Briggs, Gerald Big Baby Miller. I remember interviewing and talking to Uncle James Ali Bashir, and he said Vladimir was never scared of no work. He had Big Baby Miller in the gym. Just for people know he was Joshua Briggs. If you heard of somebody, he would say, "Yo, bring him in, let's work." Bring him in, and that's what Deontay needs, man.
That's the thing though, and this for both of y'all. He's bringing in the dudes who's going to run the division in 5-10 years. So he's bringing in the A-level talent, dudes who got something to prove. It's like you're gonna have some guys that's in awe, but then you have some guys that be like, "Oh, he got to show me. You the champ? I need to see it." That mentality. Where's that 21, 22-year-old that's going to go up against Wilder and push him? Like Felipe how you pronounce that?
Felipe Hargovich.
Like
Yeah.
Hargovich did.
Hargovich. Yeah.
Hargovich, Tony Yoka.
Tony, yeah.
Yeah, Jonas, your Tony Yokas, your Nathan Gormans, your Dubois. Wow.
The thing about the jogger that pisses me off is that's a dude that's easy to bring into camp because he's part of your stable.
Yeah.
That's what makes me mad about that.
But I mean, even not even that, but at the time that Wilder was coming up, you didn't bring in like anybody that's around that particular level, or at least just below, like you were talking about the 21 or 22-year-olds coming up, because I brought up the thing with Fury and Joshua because they had sparred before, like years earlier, like when Fury was pretty much a few years in the game and Joshua was just coming up. And Joshua was going in there and he was giving Fury work, during that time. So, Fury was like, yo, I mean, you got to watch out for this guy. I mean, he's young, but he's, doing his thing out there. So you don't have anyone from, that could go in the Wildest camp that could do something like that. It's crazy. But like you said, with Ajagba is a perfect one of a perfect person to go into that camp. You could have you know not you could have had Ruiz in that camp. You could have had you know um the babyface Kalnaki in the camp, but you didn't
Mhm.
bring him in the camp. You know, so he needs to have people like that go in there and spar against him so that he knows how to deal with, you know, fighters that have active hands, fighters that, have some, power behind their punches, those type of things. And if you're not going to do that, then like that's a step backwards, especially when he actually had to stop in Kronk Gym briefly earlier in his career. Not also being in there against a David Hay, so he should know that they brought him in order to give those other guys work against a younger fighter. So you need to do the same thing while you're at this advanced stage of your career, pretty much going into your 12th year.
Y'all completely right. He needs to go out there and switch things up. When Johnny said that there's nothing left for him to it's too much ground for him to cover because he's so old. To me, that's not the case because he's so bad at some of the fundamental things that if he just gets average at him, it's a different fight. If
I
he gets if his footwork becomes average, if his defense becomes average, it's a different fight. What you think, Bo?
well let's make something very clear. Wilder's camp is exceptionally quiet, and that's for a reason, right? So they could be right now having somebody in there working with them right now. We don't know.
Hmm.
We really truly don't know. Like they're keeping it hush hush. When I interviewed Brian Custer, he said they was trying to get Deontay Wilder, but Al Heyman's pretty much kind of kept him on the wrap. Mind you, when nobody heard from Deontay Wilder, he drops the video of him being in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere, in a forest. Remember when
Yeah.
he did that to this day? To this day, remember that he was in the middle of nowhere in a forest, right? So they could be working on what we're talking about, but here's the catch: a guy like Wilder needs more than one training camp for that. Remember when Sean Porter worked on something new and they tried it against Ugas, right?
Hmm.
And you can make the argument that Porter lost that fight. But by the time he got to Earl Spence, he was better at what he was trying to do. Same thing here. Deontay Wilder, not Eddie, Bob Arum gave them an out. Bob Arum said, if Wilder wants, we'll let him take a warm-up fight and then fight Fury second, right? And here's why that's smart, because they did it for fucking Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury took 2 fights, then he fought Wilder, right? So Wilder should be like, okay, you get one fight, it ain't Dylan White and it ain't Anthony Joshua, motherfucker. It ain't either one of them. You know what I'm saying? Go resurface Odin Wilder and whoever the fuck. Y'all motherfuckers.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, you could fight him. Let me fight somebody because I want to work on this new shit we got in camp, right? Then I go into another camp looking to fight you. They should have jumped at that. Think about if you're telling me his bicep was messed up and his leg was messed up, he was going to fight this dude in July and he would have got beat even worse because his body would not have been fully healed.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, that would have been the best situation for Deontay Wilder because I've said that same thing when it comes to Tyson Fury. What Tyson Fury did after the fight on December 1st, 2018 was a perfect thing for him to do. Not just because he was able to sign with Top Rank, but to go against the guys that he was going up against. First a guy that was pretty much around his height, and then a guy that works on the inside so that he'll be able to rough you up on the inside. And that's why I kind of referenced him training against all of those guys that he was able to train with over in Kronk Gym and over at Top Rank headquarters in Las Vegas. That's why they moved him over to Las Vegas, because they wanted him to have pretty much the best of the best facilities in order for him to, be at the point where he is right now, which is pretty much the top guy in the heavyweight division. So on the flip side, that's what they should do with Deontay Wilder. They should have him, go into a camp having a fight against a guy that's pretty much at or around the same height as a Tyson Fury, even if you have to, pull up, someone that is, it might not be a similar style to a Tyson Fury, but, someone that can be very, very mobile around the ring, or someone that's around that same height, someone like a Robert Helenius, who, ended up defeating and stopping Adam Kownacki. You could have a fight against him before you fight Tyson Fury. But, in the meantime, like if you're going into this, straight ahead, that's not necessarily going to be a good look unless if you bring those other guys into your camp that make you have different looks, that make you, that kind of like mimic what Tyson Fury does in the ring, so that you'll be able to, make adjustments, move your head, move around the ring a little bit more, fight better on the inside, those type of things. But if you're not going to be, you're not going to do that, then once this fight happens, that's pretty much it. Like Tyson Fury said that he wants to stop Deontay Wilder once again, and basically in his career. And if Wilder does not, step up his game as far as like his camp is concerned, he's going to be in some trouble.
I think he still winds up being in trouble, man. I got to get off, fellas.
Oh, I was going to say we got 2 minutes left. Thoughts on Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, and then we're out.
I'm gonna let J.I. go.
I talked about this, briefly yesterday. Talked about it again today. There's something up with Amanda Serrano straight up, because my thing is, you've known that this fight has been postponed a couple of times already. So you know that there is a possibility that it'll be rescheduled once again, whether the, financials have been situated or whatever it is. You know that the fight was going to happen. So why would you go ahead and sign to be part of a show that could have messed up with the schedule? That's questionable to me, So with Serrano doing that, even though there was a lot of back and forth between her, Taylor, Eddie Hearn, and Luda Bella, like, you signed to be part of a show that's pretty much a conflict with the contract. So with you doing that, it's like kind of questionable right there. So hey, that's what I got.
Let me say, man, the problem that you have is there were so many moving parts here that I think everybody forgot exactly what part went where. Right? And what I mean by that is this. I understand where Amanda Serrano coming from. Now, a part like when Eddie was explaining it to her and she wasn't getting, I'm like, damn, is she from Philly? Like, because she wasn't understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Yo, see, Jay, all that cold has gotten to his head.
Oh my goodness, yo.
It's summertime.
Yeah.
It's summertime. You see he got 3 layers on, right? It's summertime. He got 3 layers on.
No, man, but
he's angry. The cold, he's angry right now.
But no, the thing is, and I understand what she's saying, because remember, she was upset when Katie Taylor supposedly moved up. Remember, Katie Taylor was moving up, and she's like, "Whoa, yo, what happened to my fight?" So Katie Taylor moved up. Then Katie Taylor people said, "Well, she's not ready for you right now. She needs a longer camp, whatever the case was. So we'll fight X amount of down the line." Now, here's where I blame Eddie at this point. You scheduled the fight for May, but then you rescheduled it for fucking July. Everybody at that time was saying that we might not get boxing back until sometime in July, right? Or the end of July, whatever the case may be. So you canceled it in July and you made it for August. But here's what Katie Taylor is not understanding. This is what she's not understanding. You had a contract, a 3-fight contract, and the third fight, your third fight was going to be Katie Taylor. Well, unfortunately for Amanda Serrano, and this is why when you look at the whole Deontay signed the contract, it's like, yeah, I can see why it was good you didn't do that. Because you'd have been sitting on your ass. You either would have to re-sign the contract or sitting on your ass waiting for the situation with Joshua and Ruiz to get worked out, right? So unfortunately, first she signed the contract. Now, when the fight gap moved, they can move the date of the fight whenever they want. They really and truly can. You know, they can say, "Oh, we moved the date here." Okay, I mean, what if Katie Taylor got hurt twice? Then you're gonna pull out. Now the whole pay cut thing, I get what she's saying. Eddie talks slick sometimes so much that he even forgets what he says. He did say that nobody was going to take a pay cut. Then he later said, well, it was going to be her, but now we're giving her full pay, right? And then to your point, you schedule something, right, not knowing what the certainty was of your fight coming up. So at the end of the day, it's like all of y'all just need to talk to each other. Say, okay, listen, I know we got a fight coming, but I got something going on over here. So let's work a schedule out. Or tell these people, listen, I got this, but I may have to fight. Let's work a schedule out. You know what I'm saying? To where, hey, when this comes up, I can, go back and make it fight. So dude, it's so many moving freaking parts to this, man, that I think even the players involved don't exactly know everything everything that's going on. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm looking at what Eddie is saying, right? And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, this motherfucker got a comprehension problem. And I'm serious. I'm saying that. I'm like, this motherfucker got a comprehension problem, dog. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, this is the biggest fight in women's boxing, right? Like when Clarissa Shield fought Christina Hammer, that was more benefiting for Clarissa Shields. This Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, there are dudes that I know that don't even watch boxing. Like, yo, man, you hear about that fucking motherfucking what's her name, Taylor and that fine motherfucker from Puerto Rico? I said, Amanda, yeah, dog, they about to go down. So this is drawing interest, and it helps the sport, a sport that you're a part of. Oh yeah, and by the way, coming out of COVID-19, I'm sorry, Amanda Serrano, everybody pockets her, baby. You gotta take one for the team, darling. You gotta take one for the team. And I just think at the end of the day, I hope cooler heads prevail and this fight get made. But I don't want this to be another Ali and Ann Wolf. And Amanda Serrano, and I, just like my man JR said, you made a move without knowing what the certainty was over here, right? But at the same time, you should have either told your people, make sure your people told them, Eddie Hearn, or you told what you call it. Because you got, like Eddie said, you got 8 weeks. You telling me you can't work something out between now and then? So it's a headache, man.
All right, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go. Chris Mannix is the one that brought up the reality show. Amanda never even said nothing about it, even in the Twitter back and forth. You can't postpone the fight, and I know the circumstances, but you can't stop somebody's bread. Mm-hmm. If it was Katie, you would work around that. But since it's Amanda,
but like that's he would know about it though. He would know about it.
You're right.
He didn't know about it with Amanda though.
Yeah, but we don't know if Eddie did or didn't. I don't trust. No, I don't trust him.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And this is like the fifth or sixth time this year that Eddie's going through this in negotiations. It's always with somebody else's fighter, and there's always, oh no, well you said you was going to do this, and no, I was supposed to get that money. No, we offered this. It's always Eddie. So I'm gonna just wait to see how it plays out. But thank y'all for joining me, man. It was a great discussion, man. I really appreciate it. Big Bo from 3 Kings Boxing, JR from the Boxing Source. Y'all check them out. Hit the like button on the way out, and don't forget to subscribe. YSM Sports Media, we out.